How is it that the opposition even have a voice today, Trinidad and Tobago? How? How is it the opposition have a voice? How is it that people run around this country believing everything that comes out of the opposition's mouth? Especially about a Chief Justice, a former Chief Justice, and a new Chief Justice, and anything that this government does right now. Anything. Everything so far the government do is criticized and opposed by the opposition. And yes, the name is opposition for a reason, but every single thing from the budget to minister driving around in luxury vehicles to the Prime Minister pension bill, right? When they amended that in the parliament and they say no Prime Minister that is appointed for 1 day should receive over $75,000, they opposed it. They didn't even vote for it. They abstained from voting. That is the current opposition we have today. But let's rehash the past. The former Prime Minister, Keith Christopher Rowley, go to the pictures, and especially on this man here, this man, especially on the former, don't run this one, leave it there, especially in regards to the former Chief Justice Ivor Archie. Dylan Johnson, who is currently, as you see there, allegedly, because apparently it's alleged, in bed with the former Chief Justice Ivor Archie, was shot at for... Come back to me. The love to sue. They love to say sedition, like Christmas lists, right? They love to sue. They love to say sedition. They love to say, they love to bring you to the court and make you pay millions of dollars and stuff like that, just for bringing news to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and informing the people of Trinidad and Tobago of the truth, which is one of the reasons why Penelope Beckles blocked me on Facebook, Keith Rowley blocked me on Facebook, Makila Pandey blocked me on Facebook. And it's not because he posting too much content, you know. It's not because of that, you know. It's because every content I post, I always tag them and I say, debate. Tell me a lie. Tell me a lie. What's the truth behind it? You see, the media run around this country and not ask the pertinent questions and not ask the urgent questions and actually talk on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But I do. So to rehash the past for Keith Christopher Rowley, former Prime Minister, who have nothing to say today, nothing on budget. He said that he was here in Trinidad and he's still a part of politics. Nothing to say on this. Well, Keith Rowley, Penelope Beckles, Stuart Richard Young, everybody in PNM that talking. Let me reiterate and let me remind you of this.
Prime Minister Dr. Ivor Archie will not bring impeachment proceedings against Chief Justice Ivor Archie over misconduct allegations. Responding to questions during the post-cabinet media briefing on Thursday, the Prime Minister said he will not heed the request of the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
And the legal advice that I have indicate that I don't need, or I should not, acquiesce to the Law Association's request. So, we move on. I wasn't going to take advice from the Law Association. I do advise, and I told you, I don't advise myself. I went and I got legal advice as to whether, in fact, I should take advice from the Law Association. And the advice that I got is that I should not.
The Law Association, in a report, asked Dr. Rowley to consider appointing a tribunal to investigate the allegations in accordance with Section 137 of the Constitution. The controversy surrounding Chief Justice Archie arose in 2017 after a series of newspaper articles accused him of attempting to persuade judges to change their state-provided security in favor of a private company in which his friend, convicted fraudster Dylan Johnson, worked. The Chief Justice was also accused of attempting to fast-track Housing Development Corporation applications for Johnson.
Is it, go to pictures, I'm sorry, because this came up before. Is it this same fella, Trinidad and Tobago? Did the news anchor really just say Dylan Johnson? Or they mention a different name? Is it that fella in bed with the former Chief Justice, allegedly, Ivor Archie? Is it? And Penelope Beckles come back. Are you not aware of such? Because you have nothing to say on Ivor Archie. Why should we even take any type of word that comes out of the PNM mouth and any advice that comes out of the PNM mouth. Why? Why should we? Why should we Trinidad and Tobago? That is who they had. Penelope was under Key Christopher Rowley. They said nothing about this. Rowley said he will not take advice from the Law Association. He will not take advice. He will go to his own people and take advice from his own people. But it's not just the Law Association. The High Court back then also asked for Keith Christopher Rowley, former Prime Minister, to reconsider his decision on that impeachment. Listen to it, right? High Court. Listen.
High Court Judge Vashisht Kokaram has ruled that Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley must reconsider his decision against invoking impeachment proceedings on Chief Justice Ivor Archie. In a 26-page judgment, Justice Kokaram encouraged all parties involved to find amicable solutions, noting the difficulties that both the Prime Minister and the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago would have endured during this time. The court ruled that Dr. Rowley paid attention to the wrong things when he made his decision and should reconsider his position using more relevant details to the case. Justice Kokaram said the Prime Minister's decision on the HDC issue should be remitted for his reconsideration with an open mind. Justice Kokaram also ruled that Dr. Rowley's determination was, in fact, rational. And as such, leave for the LAT has only been granted on the ground of Dr. Rowley's reasons and not rationality. The ruling stems from the ongoing feud between the Law Association and the Chief Justice based on allegations of impropriety and inappropriate behavior in office.
I think the clip speaks for itself. You see how the PNM operates. They operated the same way with Edmund Dillon, former Minister of National Security. They operated the same way with the former Minister of Sports as well, who allegedly sexually assaulted, allegedly, one of his staff members at work. They operated the same way with the late, great Marlene McDonald. They operated the same way with Nazim Bash, and he wasn't even in government. He's vindicated now, according to him. They operate the same way with just how they govern. And you see it now in a lot of the new members that they're in PNM, and the likes of Kareem Marcel. You see it still with Penelope Beckles, Gasby Dolly, and all of them that's still there inside of the parliament talking or speaking on behalf of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So they claim, because they don't speak for me, I will not take God out of my thoughts and vote for the People's National Movement, because the only thing that PNM has to offer is corruption, false information, a misguided approach to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And as Colin and Bert say, the problem is we don't listen. And clearly it is, because Keith Rowley just said there, as you read it for yourself, he is not taking advice from LAT, the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago. He didn't even take advice from a High Court judge. He didn't take advice from anybody on the impeachment of former Chief Justice Ivor Archie. So, that's that. So, I just painted a whole story for you, and there's plenty more, plenty more. But I don't think I could go into all of that, because he's no longer the Chief Justice of Trinidad and Tobago. So, let us say congratulations, Trinidad and Tobago, to the new Chief Justice, Mr. Ronnie Budu. Yeah, Budu Singh. I was like, what's his name again? Yeah, go ahead. Mr. Ronnie Budu Singh, congratulations on becoming Trinidad and Tobago's Chief Justice. He was sworn in today, Trinidad and Tobago. Go ahead. Yeah, look at it. He was there with Edmund Dillon. One thing that he said that I don't agree with so far is when he said that he will build off of what the former Chief Justice would have done for the laws, for the justice system here in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't think that the justice system is where it needs to be. You have a lot of challenges right now. You have to fix the courts. That's important, right? And one of the matters that should be at the burner for you will be Christmas list situation. There's no chance in hell that Christmas list should have been charged and should be charged for sedition. Former Prime Minister Keith Christopher Rowley, according to Christmas list, did influence men and women either of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service or even the higher-ups, higher than him, because, you know, the Trinidad and Tobago should have different arms that govern the state. But under Keith Rowley, we saw that it was really a dictatorship where everyone did what Rowley said to do. So if Christmas list is correct in saying that Keith Rowley wanted him arrested and charged, and he was kicked out of Trinidad and Tobago, can't even come back, I urge the new Chief Justice, Mr. Ronnie Boodoo Singh, to really look into that matter with Christmas list and hopefully bring a speedy resolution to this matter involving Christmas list. But let's take a look at the swearing in today before we move on.
Then Chief Justice Ivor Archie announced his sudden retirement on Monday. Exactly 24 hours later, Ronnie Boodoo Singh was sworn in as the country's 9th Chief Justice. In his maiden address before an audience that included outgoing Chief Justice Archie, Attorney General John Jeremy, National Security Minister Roger Alexander, and heads of the protective services, Justice Boodoo Singh sought to reassure the nation.
I wish to give you my commitment of hard work, of dedication to duty, and that through it all I will try to walk humbly.
Though only hours into the job, the new Chief Justice was already looking ahead, signaling his intention to strengthen the judiciary.
I will attempt to build on the platform of the previous Chief Justice and the Chief Justices who have gone before me to ensure that when it is time to move on, that I too, like Chief Justice Archie, would leave the judiciary in a better place.
Acting President Wade Mark congratulated Boodoo Singh on his appointment, describing it as a reflection of his integrity, dedication to justice, and long service to TNT. He also praised Archie for what he called an extraordinary contribution, serving for nearly 2 decades and leaving, in his words, an indelible mark on the judiciary. Archie, who led the judiciary for more than 17 years, becoming the longest-serving Chief Justice in the nation's history, officially demitted office on Wednesday. His retirement had first been hinted at during the opening of the new law term last month. Outside President's House, members of the media waited to speak with the incoming and outgoing Chief Justices as well as government representatives, but none stopped to give interviews.